Thank you for blessing Destination Jamaica with your presence. We are happy to have you. Now we're going to get into today's video. We are continuing our Out of Many One People series, and today we're going to speak about the Irish who came to Jamrock. Now, you probably heard that the Jamaican accent is similar to the Irish, and there is some truth to that based on history. Just a little background about the Out of Many One People series. Though Jamaicans are said to be 90% African descendants, we do have other groups that, mix up with us to give to you modern Jamaicans. So we've mentioned in our series the Indians, the Chinese, and we're linking those below so that you can watch it for your own education. Now let's get into talking about the Irish. Why them come to Jamaica, right? The very first contact with Jamaica, that's what we're gonna start and then we're going to move on to the later history and some cultural influences. And so, now the Irish very first contact with Jamaica had to do with Irish force transportees. They were first brought to Jamaica in large numbers under the English Republic of Oliver Cromwell following the capture of Jamaica from the Spanish in 1655 by William Penn and Robert Venables as part of Cromwell's strategic plan to dominate the Caribbean, the Western design. In 1655, Henry Cromwell, Major General of the Parliamentary Army in Ireland, arranged for the forced transplanting of 1,000 Irish girls and 1,000 Irish young men to be sent to assist in the conquest and planting of Jamaica. Then, in 1687, Christopher Monk, the second Duke of Albemarle, was appointed Lieutenant Governor of Jamaica by the Catholic King James II. His office was supported mainly by the Irish Catholic farmers and servants, an indication that the Irish were numerous, at least among the lower classes. So, are you still with us? Let us know. Feel free to thumbs up, share, subscribe, and let us know if you knew this, and feel free to share whatever you wish in the comments. We'll definitely take a read. Now let's speak about the later history. So migration to Jamaica, it continued through the 17th century, especially during the sugar boom of the sugar plantations of the West Indies, which forced many free servants to look for land on the bigger islands such as Jamaica. A Barbadian historian has estimated that of 10,000 Irish servants who left Barbados in the last quarter of the 17th century, at least half were destined for Jamaica, where land was available for small farmers. Also, it suited the British to have Irish settle near the internal frontier with the Maroons. From 1670 to 1700, Jamaica became the preferred destination for Irish and English servants departing the Atlantic ports at Kinsale, Cork, Galway, and Bristol. By the late 17th century, some 10% of Jamaicans landowners were of Irish extraction, and several, such as Teague MacMurrough, who owned Irish indentured servants, attained the rank of middling planter. Later, in the mid 18th century, colonial settlers who were fleeing Ireland arrived in the Caribbean. Scottish Gaelic speaking Highlanders exist exile after the Jacobite rebellions also came to the island in the 18th century. In 1731, Governor of Jamaica, Robert Hunter, said that the servants and people of lower rank on the island chiefly consist of Irish papists, who, he said, had been pouring in upon us in such throes as of late years. In the mid 18th century, Irish native names such as O'Hara and O'Connor were prominent, as well as Old English families like Tybalt and Martin. Names present in the 1837 recorded during the compensation hearings include Walsh, O'Meally, O'Sullivan, Burke, Hennessy, Boyle, Turney, and Dillon. Now, do you know anyone with these names? It's possible that they have Irish in their blood. Now, let's speak about the cultural influences and some notable Jamaicans of Irish descent. So, the Irish Gaelic language poet Higan Rua wrote his only English language work in Port Royal, Jamaica, while serving on a British naval vessel. There's also some reports stating that they influence some dance formation in Jamaica. It is found in the field of education. Many priests and nuns of Irish ancestry has taught Jamaicans, well, generations of Jamaicans. And we mentioned that the accent, the basic melodious lilt of Jamaican accent, have been influenced by the Irish. And generally, their love for song and sports and, well, horse racing, laughter, and spirits is similar to what a lot of Jamaicans are pretty fond of. Speaking of song, there's an article in the Irish Times that says, "Welcome to Slagoville, the story of Irish in Jamaica." And that's something you can read. As the author was speaking that in the mid 1990s, they attended a St. Patrick's party in Israel where most of them were Scottish, Welsh, and Irish. A man from Jamaica joined our crew. He sang along to the Irish songs and even had his own version of the song, The Wearing of the Green. Is that something you know, that song? Let us know in the comments. So he assumed that the Jamaican liked Irish folk music or had spent time in Ireland. And the Jamaican responded that he has never been to Ireland. However, he identified his heritage as Irish. The author was doubtful, like myself, how come Jamaica have Irish? And it was in the 1990s. Could have checked Google or anything like that. But years later, the author of this article watched the Jamaican movie Cool Runnings. And when the credits roll, the author noticed the Irish surnames such as McLaughlin, Crow, Morrison, Maloney, Harris, and so. And a few years later, the author watched a documentary on Bob Marley and noticed a particular Irish lilt in some of the words spoken by Jamaicans. So the author went on to say that when the internet became accessible, he researched the Jamaican link and found a few staggering facts. And remember those children that we said were sent? They were sent at that age because they thought if they introduced them to the climate at a younger age, they would be more likely to survive the climate. And the author states that you can see strong Irish influence in place names such as Slagoville, which is said to be the first free village of Jamaica, Irish Town, Clonmel, Dublin Castle, Belfast, Kildare, Athenry, and more. Now let's speak about the notable Jamaicans of Irish descent. One being our very own national hero and the first Prime Minister of Jamaica, Sir Alexander Bustamante. Then you have the poet laureate Claude McKay, novelist, journalist, and teacher who is John Edgar Caldwell Hearn. There is a football player for the Republic of Ireland national team called Clinton Morrison. There's Spot Spot, who is a rapper. We also have a heavyweight boxer called Dillian White, and the Black Canadian civil rights leader Bromwell Armstrong, Calvin Phillips, and more. So yeah, that's what we have to say about the Irish who did come to Jamaica. Interesting, not true? So the next time somebody asks you if Irish are part of you, can say definitely they were one of the people or one of the groups that migrated here. Hence, out of many one people, we are truly the melting pot of races um, in several eras of life. We are culturally made of several groups, and we have to big them up for the contributions to our culture. A little and Talawa, Jamaica. Alright, so that's it for now. Let us know if you found that interesting and any stories you want to share as it relates to this particular topic. We are looking forward to your feedback. Now, have a blessed one. Take care of yourself and each other. Stay as hopeful as you can. Until next time, blessings always.